Hey, Skip. I am Ryan from LostReviews.com.
Nice to meet you, Ryan.
So-
from Lost Reviews.
Yeah, so the most exciting thing for me was the fact that this is a true story. And it took so long for people to kind of come after Bernie when he's, making all those excuses throughout the film. So what was most shocking for you weren't you a reporter?
I was the reporter that did the story originally, and Rick read the story and optioned the story to turn into the movie. So I've written dozens of murder stories for Texas Monthly, and involving all kinds of situations. It was peculiar enough that he murders a grande dame of the town who had made him the sole beneficiary of her will. If he had just let her die naturally, he would have stood to have inherited tens of millions of dollars. What was weirder was that the entire town defends Bernie and forgives him the minute they learn he's the one that killed her. So you just don't get that in a story.
And they have to send him to another city to do the trial because everybody loves him so
For the first time, maybe in legal history, the prosecutor asked for a change of venue. And this really happened because he thought he couldn't get a jury that would convict Bernie in his own hometown.
I can't believe, he shoots her with the armadillo gun and then puts her in the freezer for so long. And, how did he end up being, was he that charismatic of a man?
I think no one missed her. She was able to be gone for 9 months in the freezer because no one was looking for her. The police didn't look for her. Her own family didn't look for her. Even her close friends, of which she had maybe one or two, were sort of worried about her, but they didn't look for her. No one missed her because of her personality.
So there's like an interview situation in the film where they cut to people doing interviews. Were those actual people that knew Bernie? Did you help get those people together?
Rick says, I'm not going to use actors to play the roles of the East Texas townspeople, the gossips. He has auditions throughout East Texas looking for the people to play, real East Texans to play East Texans. So this mirror thing begins where you're watching people play versions of themselves, reading lines that we wrote for them, and then sometimes going improv themselves and saying stuff unscripted that's also in the movie. So as the audience, you don't know whether you're watching an actor or a real person.
Yeah, it has that real documentary feel, but the story's almost so bizarre that the real life story is almost a film itself. So how was it going through the script writing process?
Well, I was a newbie to writing a screenplay, and so it's all Rick who really did it. I just gave him dialogue, characters, plot points, and I just inundated him with information, and he put the script together. And it was his idea to do this thing with the town gossips, because his argument is that in a small town, you're defined by the gossip that's said about you. And Bernie was essentially defined by this forest of gossips throughout his life in Carthage. Was he gay? Was he a killer? Was he stealing from Mrs. Nugent? Was he actually a Robin Hood? That was his life, and that's where Rick saw the movie going.
Hey, Jack. I am Ryan from Lost in Reviews.
What's up?
This is a big week for you, man.
Yeah.
We have the Bernie red carpet.
No shit.
We have Rise of the fucking Phoenix.
Yeah, no doubt.
So the D is going to rock South by.
It's true.
I'm excited.
It's been a long time since the D has had a real fiery hoop to jump through.
Been a long time since you guys been in a small bar.
It's been a long time since we rock and roll.
Yeah. So is the show going to be more like back in the old days, like the HBO series? Or are you guys going to bring like a bigger show to the South by?
Well, it's been a long time since we've been that down.
I like it. The new album is amazing, by the way.
We're gonna get bang, gonna get bang, gonna get bang.
I really like it. But let's talk about Bernie now. Another thing that I really, really liked about
You really
Bernie.
don't want me to go into the next verse. You want me to stop. Let me answer your last question.
All right.
It is a return to our roots in a way, in that these songs were all just built in our hut at home, just cooking up the magical sauce for ourselves to make each other laugh. It wasn't, like part of a movie or another.
It's just original D coming back.
And we went back to our roots in terms of like a shoestring budget and
I like it.
and making it in the garage, and it was. I can't wait to unveil it.
It drops tomorrow, doesn't it?
No, we
I'm
unveil
wrong.
it tomorrow,
Oh, okay.
but it doesn't drop for like another 2 months.
Oh man, I just
that
messed
weird?
up the drop.
We're gonna play 8 songs from the new album, but the actual proper drop isn't for a while. It's gonna go on pre-sale order thing. I don't know what the new
Collectibles come with it and everything.
Exactly.
The new music generation
The
thing.
fucking collectibles drop.
Yes.
tomorrow.
Yes. Finally, I'm excited. So Bernie, you play a real character. At the end of the film, in the credits, you see you and him talking.
Yeah.
What was it like to meet a killer?
You know, it was a very surreal experience. And when you go to that maximum security prison, I don't know how many of them were murderers, but I felt like I was surrounded. It felt like literally, okay, you murdered someone. You definitely murdered someone. There's like hundreds of people that are like, what am I doing here? I'm surrounded by scary killers. What if I do something to insult them by accident? And they think as soon as I get out, I'm going to kill Jack Black. It's not a fun place to go visit.
So as soon as you walk in, you're watching.
Then I look across the hall, and there's Bernie, and he's just like this sweet, lovable guy. It's like, what are you doing here? You're like me. How did this happen? How did this...
Yeah.
And that was the journey of the movie. It was trying to figure out how someone so sweet could be capable of something so horrible.
Yeah, and it really portrays well in the film, and especially through your performance. Like, it's something that, we haven't seen from you in a long time, doing this more kind of serious role. Was it good to go back?
It felt new. I guess I've done some things way back that were dark, but never this dark.
Yeah.
But it is what I'm drawn to, when I go to watch things. I love watching Dexter with my lady, Breaking Bad. These are my favorite shows, so it was a great experience to dip my toe into the deep, dark waters of Bernie.
I like it, man. I can't wait to see you guys here at South by.
All right.
I will be at the show.
Good to see you, too.
Hey, Richard. I'm Ryan from LostReviews.com.
How you doing?
Very good, man. It's an honor to meet you because Dazed and Confused was so important to me. So how does it feel to, team up with Matthew again, come back to Austin, and make a movie?
Always awesome to be working with, Matthew and working with Jack again. When you get a shorthand with an actor, that's really special. But this was really special because, I grew up in East Texas. It's a real hometown film for me. And that's why I wanted Matthew to do it so bad. He's from a little town north of me in East Texas. So I was like, you got to do it. Come on, man. So, just a local indigenous story. But I think it's about small town life anywhere, really. It just happens to be East Texas, which is its own peculiar place,
Well, I'm not from Texas, but still, one of the touching moments of the film, one of the funniest moments of the film is when you have the gossip talking about the places from Texas. Yeah, it's amazing.
A lot about the map. I've had that in my mind for years and years because if you live in Texas, and I've been doing this my whole life, you're trying to explain it to someone who is out of the state, they don't realize, like, oh, some John Wayne movie. Oh, you live on the prairie with tumbleweeds. And I'm like, no. I live in the woods of East Texas. Like, there are trees in Texas? In that movie that they shot in Arizona that represents Texas. I don't really know. So Texas is so big that you've got all these very different regions, different accents, and so I always, in a humorous way, wanted to make those distinctions, and this was my chance. I remember there was a postcard when I was a little kid. It said, how a Texan sees the USA, and it was that same map where Texas stretched up to Canada, the border in both coasts, and all the little states were crammed in around it. I said, oh yeah, that came back to me. I said, that's pretty funny, because there is something to that. Texans are,
Well, it was great.
by our big myths, and it's kind of funny, ridiculous,
Well, it was great, man, and I love the movie.
Oh, no.
Hey, Matthew.
How are you?
What's up, man?
Oh,
How's it going? So, Bernie, you also have Killer Joe here.
Yeah.
So how's it feel to come to South by with 2 movies?
Better than coming here with no movies.
Oh, awesome.
To have it, to come here, 2 movies that I'm proud of, 2 movies I enjoyed working on, 2 movies I like the character that I got to play. More reason to be here. I've been here many times when I didn't have a movie.
Yeah.
Usually I've done the music side, but now I'm doing the film side, which is what I do with my living,
Right.
which feels good, you know?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I enjoyed Bernie a whole lot. The character that you play, it's kind of flamboyant, it's kind of out there a little bit, but it's funny, man. You're doing a really good job there.
Thanks, man.
I really. What was the inspiration for the character?
Well, The True Guy, which Rick and Skip wrote. I mean, he was that. He's a DA, so my leaping board for every choice was justice, because my guy's actually the only one that's seeing things how they really are. The rest of the town is sort of, their emotions are leading them to say, well, we didn't like her, but we liked him, so maybe there was something. No, fact is, I know he's guilty, and here's why. So, does my guy embellish that? Did Danny Buck go and flourish in that and use a lot of hyperbole and rhetoric and, dramatic license to get that point across? Yeah, he did, but that's his job.
Yeah. Well, I love the movie. Killer
Appreciate
Joe
it.
is my favorite film of the festival.
Oh, sweet, man. You were
Great job.
Reviews?
Yeah.
All right, I read your review. Yeah,
Oh,
appreciate
thanks,
that,
man.
man.
No problem.
Glad you enjoyed it.